We're back on The Perspective, and we're going to continue our discussion with Dr. Motherway and Pak John Respati. Okay, so today we are having the conference about energy efficiency and also energy conservation. So do you think this kind of forums will help or be efficient in finding solutions for energy efficiency and conservation, especially in Indonesia?
I certainly do hope so, because we as MASKEEI, as an organization, are a bit concerned about the fact that there are plenty of conference, plenty of workshop, seminars about energy, but very seldom we talk about energy efficiency and conservation. They always refer to renewable energy, oil, gas, the supply side. Yeah? Mm-hmm. So this is the first conference that is devoted to discussing the demand side, the utilization of energy. Therefore, I'm very pleased we have been able to stage this, to organize this conference, and we do hope, and we are going to hold this every year, hopefully, that we can follow the development of the energy efficiency movement and energy conservation movement, that we can also observe how people change in their behavior in using energy. Okay. And we are going to also observe what is new in technology enabling to have energy efficiency and conservation.
What do you think, Dr. Motherway?
Well, I'm very encouraged to see such a large gathering here in Jakarta today talking about energy efficiency, and a wide range of experts and stakeholders who are really taking this issue very seriously, because it is complicated, it cuts across many sectors, but of course it's a very dynamic time for energy in Indonesia. The system is growing, a lot of power stations are going to be built, a lot of investment is going to be made. So if energy efficiency is kept as part of the thinking and the planning, then costs can be lowered, investment can be lowered, and benefits can be maximized. So it's very important to have these kind of discussions at this time.
Well, many people say that building new energy is much more expensive than saving the same energy. So building 1 kilowatt hour energy is much more expensive than saving 1 kilowatt hour energy. And that's why energy efficiency is very important. It is cheaper than developing new energy or energy resources.
Okay, what can we hope that will be the outcome of this conference?
Well, I hope, I'm not having a crystal ball, but I do hope that what we have discussed in this conference is going to be giving a meaningful contribution to the country. We have notulist, what you call it, rapporteur in every session that we are discussing. So and then we are going to compile it and put it in good fashion and promote it. I mean, pass it on to the government and to the society, how we have to do in energy efficiency, in promoting energy efficiency, in making a better and more effective policy and education as well, because education is also very important. People start, children start to think energy saving when they are very young. But if your kids are not told that the energy is not cheap, then they most probably will grow into adult that think energy is cheap. So they use it excessively. That's what.
Okay, so Dr. Motherway, so what do you think, in your opinion, next is for the future for Indonesia in terms of energy efficiency and conservation?
Well, one thing I am finding as I travel around the world is that more countries are focusing on this. We are working closely with China and India, and many countries near neighbors of Indonesia all are taking more interest in energy efficiency. So there's a lot to learn from those countries, but also there's a lot of opportunities for export sectors, for trade and engagement. So I think it is becoming a more international, larger conversation. I think also as well with technology changing, with smartphones, with digital technology, there are many new opportunities opening up for Indonesia to find new ways to become more efficient, but in the process to create new industrial sectors, to create new job opportunities. So I think it's a very exciting time to be thinking about the opportunities that are coming.
Okay. How about the future of Indonesian energy? Should we focus also more on the renewable energy, or we just focus on the energy conservation or efficiency?
Well, I think, again, it's for government to decide, but we would encourage a wide look. I think one is going to need more energy supply in the future, and of course, if that comes from clean sources, that's better. But of course, it's important not to neglect the demand side. So really, energy efficiency and renewable energy go really well together. And if policies are aligned that they're getting the best benefits of both, and because Indonesia is growing its system, it has a great opportunity actually to be a leader in that space, because it can think about efficiency and renewables, demand and supply all together, and really deliver the best system for the country.
Okay.
So for example, one of the sessions in our conference today is talking about keeping the demand and the supply balance, and that's in every economic equation. That you have to have a balance, and it's about how to develop energy resources to meet the need, but don't forget that you have to use that energy as wise and smart as possible, so that what you have supplied, what you have built, is not going to be wasted. Because if you are building continuously on one thing, on the supply, but you neglect how to use it as much as possible, it's a kind of moving target. You never reach that target.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay.
Should we focus more on the internal resource, or we can also open up to, like, for example, foreign investment?
Sure, foreign investment. I think we are in the globalized world, so no country in the world can do everything themselves, and also certainly for financing all the investment themselves. You know what Indonesia has been promoting. President Jokowi has been promoting all over the world to draw investment into Indonesia. So of course, and the government is also emphasizing that it is the number one. It has to be the private sector has to do it, because the government possibility in finance is limited. So you need everybody to every sources to do something, to engage in clean energy, I would say. And clean energy is in my view, is renewable energy, which is one, this is clean, and the energy efficiency. And the result of energy efficiency, if you add it up to renewable energy, then you get the cleanest energy.
Okay.
Because one expert say, I didn't remember the name, that the cleanest energy is the one that you don't use it, right? If you don't use the energy, that's clean, right?
Okay, so Dr. Motherway, what is your final thoughts on this topic?
I think it's great to be having this conversation, because it shows that people in Indonesia are thinking about the future of their energy system. And if that's thought through in terms of how to become more efficient, how to exploit clean sources, there are wonderful opportunities for Indonesian people to benefit in many ways.
All right. Dr. Motherway and Pak John Respati, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Valerie.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll look forward to see Indonesia's successes in implementing energy efficiency and conservation, because as a maritime nation located in the middle of the equator, Indonesia is blessed with abundant potentials of renewable energy to become self-sufficient and even someday to provide more for others. So Dr. Brian Motherway and John Respati has already talked about that with us today on The Perspective Today. So thank you very much for joining us today on The Perspective.